Welcome back to the channel. My name is Necrasin, and it is time for some Oblivion Remastered. You know, I have a Skyrim Let's Play going right now, and in some of my recent videos I've been talking a lot about Skyblivion, and I've really been looking forward to that. And out of nowhere, Oblivion Remastered drops. My first thought was, I don't care. I'm focused on Skyblivion. I know what they've been doing. I've been keeping up with it. Watching their videos, their development diaries. So I really didn't care. But I decided to go ahead and watch a video by ESO. And I'm seeing how the game is looking. I'm thinking, not bad. Not bad. It's looking pretty good. Then he gets to talking about skills, attributes, the level up system, and then I'm thinking, okay, now I care. Because it's different than original Oblivion, and it's actually almost identical to what Skyblivion is doing. So all of a sudden I'm like, well, now I'm interested. The game looks great. They fixed the leveling system, which was kind of complicated. I don't want to get into too much, but if you wanted to really create the ideal character, you had to do a lot of min-maxing. You had to work minor skills to get bonus points for your attributes upon level up. I think it took some of the fun out of the spontaneity of just going out and playing the game, because if you're not careful, you level up too soon, and it's a little cumbersome, a little complex, and I think it takes away a little bit of the fun of the game. But they fixed that. And it's, like I said, it's actually very, very similar to what Skyblivion is doing. This does not mean I'm going to ignore Skyblivion when that comes out, because there are some differences between the two. For starters, Skyblivion is being built in the Skyrim engine, and as such it requires the Skyrim script extender, which means that it's only going to work on PC. So I've read a lot of people commenting in the Skyblivion Discord saying, man, this looks great, I wish I could play it, but I'm on console. Well, now we have Oblivion Remastered, which works on anything. So people on PC can play Oblivion Remastered, or Skyblivion, and now the people that are on console have this available to them. So it's really the best of both worlds. So, with all that out of the way, let's get this thing started. We're going to select a new character. I have something saved that I've been working on, but we've got to do this. You've got to see the intro, because the intro is just magnificent. So let's enjoy this great intro, Patrick Stewart's amazing voice, and I will see you at character creation.
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land. This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era, and the final hours of my life.
Alright, here we are. Like I said, I've got a save already set up, so I'm going to load that one. I've already got a character queued up. But we got to talk a little bit about the playstyle, what we're going to be doing here. So this character is going to be very unique. You see, he's a total narcissist. I don't know any better way to describe it. He is going to lie, cheat, steal, coerce, cajole, threaten, intimidate, bribe anyone and everyone to get what he wants. And what does he want? He wants three things. Number one, he wants to amass unbelievable wealth. He wants to have more than the lords, more than a king would have. He wants to amass unbelievable wealth. Number two, he wants to obtain rare artifacts of all kinds. Daedric artifacts, you name it. Rare items, rare artifacts, he wants to get them all. He probably won't use 90% of them. But that's not the point. The point is, he doesn't want anybody else to have him. Like I said, he's a narcissist. And the third thing he wants to do is, he wants to introduce a little anarchy. Upset the established order. And everything becomes chaos. He is an agent of chaos. He is going to try to show the schemers how pathetic their attempts to control things really are. Now, if you don't know what I'm alluding to just yet, you're about to find out. Let me load up our character so you can see what I'm talking about.
Pale skin.
This is...
Snotty
Alright, well, let's
You're a
listen to this guy.
The masters of Magica, right? Nothing but a bunch of stuck-up snobs with cheap parlor tricks. Go ahead. Try your Magica in here. Let's see you make those bars disappear. No? What's the matter? Not so powerful now, are you, Breton? Ha! You're not leaving this prison till they throw your body in the lake. Oh, that's right. You're going to die in here, Breton. You're going to die. Hey,
Oh,
you hear
he
that?
seems pleasant.
The guards are coming. For you.
Boris, lock that door behind us.
Yes, sir.
Well,
My sons.
here is our character. Whoops.
We don't know that, sire. The messenger only said they were attacked.
No, they're dead. I know it.
What's this prisoner doing
Look
here?
familiar?
This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Usual mix-up with the watch.
Never mind. Get that gate open. Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
You, prisoner, stand aside. Over by the window. Stay out of the way and you won't get him. Stay put, prisoner.
Good. Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
Well, I can't move right now.
I've seen you. Let me see your face. You are the one from my dreams. Then the stars were right. And this is the day. Gods give me
Horrifying
strength.
dreams. What's going on?
Assassins attacked my sons, and I am next. My blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance to that escape route leads through your cell.
Who are you?
I am your emperor, Uriel Septim. By the grace of the gods, I serve Tamriel as her ruler. You are a citizen of Tamriel, and you too shall serve her in your own way.
Why am I in jail?
Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet. As for what you have done, it does not matter. That is not what you will be remembered for.
So what should I do?
You will find your own path. Take care. There will be blood and death before the end.
Please, sire, we must keep
Oh, he
moving.
sounds cheery.
Better not close this one. There's no way to open it from the other side.
This doesn't concern you,
Looks
prisoner.
like this is your lucky day. Just stay out of our way.
All right, before we move on, here's our guy. I am playing a Breton. I tried a few different. I considered a dark elf at first, but my Skyrim character is a dark elf, so I didn't want to do that again. And given the kind of skills we're going to be looking for, and I'm going to want to use a lot of magic. I'm not playing a pure mage, but I am going to be want to use a lot of magic, so it makes sense to play as a Breton. You get some magic resistance buffs, you'll get an extra 50 points of magic, so that's going to be helpful. One little piece of advice to you before, if you're starting this up for the first time, you see these wrist irons right here? Alright, which one of these is it? Inventory, duh. Do not drop these, because I think the only other place in the game you can get these is in the DLC. Supposedly there's a set of these in the Shivering Isle. This is the only item you can wear on your hands and wrists that you can enchant and do not have an armor rating. You see the armor rating is 0, and that's important because there's such a thing as spell effectiveness. If you're wearing any armor, your spell's effectiveness is reduced. And when you're starting out, it's reduced by like 20%. It's significant. So if you are wanting to play where you're just wearing clothing to have better spell effectiveness, you'll want to hang on to these things because you can enchant these and you cannot get, for example, any kind of gloves or any kind of wrist attire that is not armor, that does not have an armor rating. This is the only unarmored thing in the game you can wear on your hands or wrists. So don't drop those. Even if you don't think you're going to use them, hang on to them until you can safely store them away somewhere, because it's almost impossible to find another one. Okay, as for let's see. Well, I wanted to get up skills. Okay, these are our starting attributes. In original Skyrim, original Oblivion, I've been playing Skyrim a long time. In original Oblivion, your attributes governed 3 skills. And let's see if it says it in here. It does not say which is the governing attribute, but essentially, your attributes govern 3 skills. There's 7 attributes, not counting luck. There's 21 skills, so each attribute governs 3 skills. So when you improve one of your attributes, right here, it makes those corresponding skills a little bit better. There's a few other things you need to think about here. Strength, it slightly increases your maximum health, but the big thing about strength is it increases your carry weight, how much stuff you can carry. Intelligence determines your maximum magicka. Now this works a little different in Skyrim, because when you level up in Skyrim, you get 10 points that you can put into health, magicka, or stamina. By the way, here stamina is called fatigue. So, but in Oblivion, it's a little bit different. You get points added to your health, magicka, and fatigue every time you level up. It's done automatically. So the amount that gets added to it is based on these attributes. So your magicka pool is going to increase based primarily on what your intelligence is every time you level up. So if you want a larger magicka pool, work your intelligence, put points into that every time you level up. Because the higher that is, the more points goes into your magical pool every time you level up. Willpower determines how quickly your magic regenerates, and it also increases your maximum fatigue. Another one that's really important here, and probably the most important, is endurance, because endurance determines how much health you're getting how much you start with, and it determines how much gets added to your health pool every time you level up. So I would recommend for any character, any player, any character type, put points in endurance nearly every time you level up. Max this out as quickly as you can, because the more endurance you have, the more points go into your health every time you level up. Very important. As far as the skills go, you will have a chance to pick your 7 primary skills, and then you have your secondary skills or mains. I don't know what they call them. Major skills, minor skills. I'm not sure what the terminology is they're using. The way it used to work, the leveling system was a little bit odd, but they've changed it now, so it's more similar to Skyrim. All you need to do, you got your progress bar right here. This is for character level, and then you have this progress bar here for a skill. So all you need to do is improve a certain number of skills, any skills. It doesn't matter if they're major skills, minor skills, doesn't matter. Improve a certain number of skills. This progress bar fills up, and you level up. And I think the way it's probably built is that every time you level up, the number of skills you need to get to the next level is going to be a little bit more. So it's going to be a little bit harder and a little bit harder the more you level up. So we're going to have a chance to pick our major skills and our minor skills. The major skills really should be skills that you're going to be using a lot, or skills that are very slow to level. And I have a pretty good idea right now which ones I'm going to be using. We're going to be using magic, we're going to be using stealth, but there are certain skills that are easy to level up and some that are very slow to level up. If you've played Skyrim and you've used magic, you've used destruction, restoration, you know those 2 skills level up very, very slowly. There's a reason for that. I could explain it if you want, but it's every spell has at least one magic effect attached to it. And I've made some spells in Skyrim, so I know how this stuff works and how it's set up. And in the magic effect, there's a little box called the skill use multiplier. And what that means is how much your skill is multiplied depending on how much you use it. So for some skills like conjuration, illusion, the skill use multiplier, especially for like your novice and apprentice spells, is 1.0, whereas destruction and restoration is 0.5. That's why those skills take so much longer to improve. It's the same in Oblivion, and unless they've changed it here, I'm going to assume it's the same way. So those are destruction and restoration are 2 skills that I'm going to make as major skills, because those skills, they start a little bit higher, but more importantly, you'll learn those faster. So right now, let's see, is there anything else we need to go over? Nothing really. We'll get a chance to pick our birth sign later on, and our class. Class is going to affect certain skills. You got 3 classes: warrior, mage, thief, and then your birth sign. Birth signs are a little bit different. Birth signs are like standing stones in Skyrim, except that once you pick your birth sign, that's it. That's the one you've got. You can't change it. You have that for the rest of the game. So you have to pick wisely. One thing to keep in mind, these attributes, it's nice if you have an attribute that starts out higher, but it's not essential, because you can put points into your attributes every time you level up. So any player, depending on playstyle, can get all your attributes to 100, max them out. The same can be said with skills. So don't be too hung up on, well, I'm playing a warrior, so I gotta have blade and block and blunt. You don't need all those. You can get all skills to 100, just like you can get all your attributes to 100. So don't be hung up on these, especially when it comes to choosing your birth sign. And we'll see later on, some birth signs just give you buffs to your attributes. Some will give you other buffs. Some actually have buffs and debuffs. I would recommend ignoring those. But, man, look at that mug, huh? Alright, let me get in a proper save here. Well, I've got to rename our character, and I don't know if it's going to let me do that now. Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I just wanted to make a short video here that's actually an intro, and so we can see basically the difference between this one and original Oblivion, and talk a little bit about the skills and attributes and how the leveling system works. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover right now with this video. So next video, which should be out shortly, maybe later today or tomorrow, we're gonna go down here through the I'm not sure what they call this part, the undercroft of the prison, and make our way out through there. And from that point, we'll have to make our way through the sewers before we can exit the sewers and into the game world. So I want to make a few changes to my graphics settings, and I'm probably going to redo my character creation so I can give him a new name, because it doesn't look like it's going to let me do that now. No, it's not going to let me change that. Okay. Well, I have a name for this guy, but I'm gonna do this up the same way, because I remember how I did this. It didn't take too long. So I'm gonna do that between this one and the next episode, and we'll pick it up right from here. So that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I will see you in episode 2 as we attempt to escape the Imperial City prisons. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.